Hi, welcome for all the live audience who join us live in this very first episode of the podcast, the Biz Hot Seat here. Today we have the SEO King, Eugene Tan with us. Hi, everyone. My name is Charlene Ng. I am a professional life coach and I help women business owners and working professions to achieve productivity in a very short time so that they can have their personal and business growth. So today is actually our very first live podcast that we are so passionate to share with you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it is actually to actually backtrack a little bit of the short story. Why are we having all this short podcast here for to introduce entrepreneurs in Singapore so that we know the story behind them and so that we get into a personal touch about the top secret of the things that you never get to know in the public, right? So that's why we call this the Biz Hot Seat here. So today we are very fortunate to have the SEO King, Eugene Tan, being here with us, right? So Eugene, let's get some introductions about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Hi everybody, very nice to be here, and it's nice to kick off the inaugural Biz Hot Seat here with Charlene and myself. And what better way to start with Charlene interviewing me, right? Hi, my name is Eugene, the SEO King, and I've been doing digital marketing for the last 15 years or so. I was the former digital director of Standard Chartered Bank, and also I was very involved in customer relationship management and PDPA as well. And also I am a passionate um, mentor at Republic Poly, where I mentor students who want to create startups. I help them with the process of looking at their business and finding out what works, right? And also I was a mentor at Lithian Academy, mentoring their digital marketing students, right? So I'm very happy to be here, and very happy to have a chat here alongside with Charlene, and also alongside with the wonderful audience that we have. And we saw that, rightfully, people are kind of streaming in. We've got a couple of audience watching us. So if you're watching us, can you just say hi? We want to say hi to you as well, because we can't meet you in person, but at least we can say hi to you. So if you are here, please say hi to us, right? Hi, Charlene. Sorry, you're mute, I think. You're
Oh
muted.
yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Eugene.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just type a hi in the comment whether you are in the Facebook or you are in the LinkedIn or you're in the YouTube. Just say hello and hi and good afternoon. It's shortly after the lunchtime, and I hope you can enjoy these very short sessions here with us. In getting to really know about other people's businesses and how is he or she is actually finding way to success as an entrepreneur by learning from each other. And this is a super unstructured podcast, and we don't have any structure in mind. Hi, Candy. I see you there. And it's just gonna be a fun short conversation, and I make sure that Eugene is in a hot seat. Are you guys excited on that? Type excited in the comment box if you are excited to hear what is the secret that Eugene has to share with you here. So just take it an easy in a very um, chill Monday afternoon here, right? So just sit back and relax, and we shall begin with the very hot question here. Eugene, let's describe to us in 5 words about your business.
Well, 5 words. Okay, let's try this. I make business searchable online.
Oh, I make business searchable online. Yes.
Oh, that
Right.
was a
So
curveball, man.
that's why I say the seat is hot, right? So remember, whoever wants to come on board later on with us, and we are so excited to have you here with us in the next few episodes. And look out for the announcement for that. And who are we gonna select for the next few episodes, right? Thank you, Eugene. Eugene, let's let the audience know a little bit backstory about yourself. Why SEO? right? Why it matters to you?
Well, for me, basically, my interest has always been websites and doing programming. So I started my early career as a programmer back in National Computer Systems, and we were the founding members of the government internet tendering system, and we were doing also websites for government agencies and all that. And my interest has always been programming and everything that is digital. So after which I actually started to kind of do consultancy to businesses on how businesses should get online. And then I realized that although a lot of businesses have websites, but they do not have a means to know how can they get uh, people that are interested to go to their website. So a lot of businesses have this misconception that as long as I have a website, the website is pretty, you know, people will actually come and visit my business. And that is sadly very wrong. And that is why there is a need for me to come out and actually tell people and educate people what is the actual search engine optimization process like. What is it you need to do? What are some of the considerations that having a website? Is having a website enough? Does your website, um, for example, is your website secure? Is your website mobile optimized? These are some of the considerations. And also, does your website load fastly? Right? The most common issues that we have is of interior design company where they want their website to look nice, but their image is very heavy and it doesn't load very fast. And also interior design companies have very little words or sentences. So if you have very little words or sentences, how do you optimize for Google if you do not have content on your website itself? So that itself is kind of a teaser of what search engine optimization is like, in a nutshell, right? We'll go
Wow.
deeper.
Oh, thank you. So I have lots of questions that coming in my head already right now. As a coach, we love questions, right? So get ready for that. So I'm curious about, what is that strategy for people to have a website or not? So put the e-commerce aside whereby people need to sell online, but for any other businesses, why website and why? How does website actually make it as a part of the business strategy for business owners?
Well, I would say that the website is kind of like your face, your 24 hours face. So if you have a website when you sleep, there is also opportunity for leads for your business to come in. That is provided you optimize for search engine optimization. So similarly, later on we'll cover whether is it just a website that you do search engine optimization, or is it even more, and what do Google look at? Yeah,
Wow.
when Google decides whether to rank your website or not on the first page of Google. Yeah.
Wow, that is so relevant, isn't it? What Google looks at and how people perceive you, no longer how people look at you on the street, is how Google look at you. How amazing is that? Being in an online world nowadays, and we need to be present, put ourselves outside. And what Eugene said is really right. Like 24/7, put your face up there, and then provided there's no downtime, and then Google will see you. But the thing is, like, how do you make Google see you so that the rest of the world will see you? Right, to see your businesses. That is very, very essential. For those who just joined in, welcome to the Biz Hot Seat here. My name is Charlene. I'm your host today. Today we have the SEO King, the Eugene Tan, being in the Biz Hot Seat with us, answering some questions, being in a hot seat. What is his journey about successful entrepreneurship here? Right. Thank you. And the next questions I would like to ask Eugene here as well. What is that one thing in your business venture that you didn't expect?
Well, I think like most people in business, I think something that you don't expect is the uncertainty, definitely. And nobody expects the pandemic. And here's where the problem lies. Because for example, if someone runs a very successful restaurant business and they constantly have the crowd, and they never expect a day where it's a hard lockdown, when the Singapore government calls it a circuit breaker, but it's essentially a lockdown, where nobody actually goes out of their house, and that affect the restaurant that is so popular, that has so many people, suddenly see the crowd dwindling or almost to zero. And a lot of such businesses are caught off guard because they have no means in which that they don't have e-commerce. There are no means for people to online order. They have no means for people to pay them. They have no means to deliver the food to them. And it became a mad rush for all these restaurants to get onto Food Panda and the likes of Grab Food as well. But the problem that Grab Food and Food Panda is this: the businesses that get on Grab Food and Food Panda, yes, they do get businesses. They do get leads, they do get orders, but the thing is that there has no way that they can reach out to the customer again, because the customer database belongs to Grab, for example. So that's why you see, very interestingly, like recently, if you tap out from Grab, you see that this your famous Korean restaurant will put a brochure inside, and hopefully that ask you to download the app and all that, and eventually you become their customer, get on their mailing list, and then you can know what is they're offering on Grab, and you can go to Grab and order. That is a way that they can consider that you have repeat orders from them, right? And for me personally also, the pandemic has affected a lot of the part of my business, as in also, we were doing consultancy, and then clients decided to cut costs, and they decided to do things on their own, do their own Facebook marketing, do their own websites, updates and things like that. So there is a portion of the business that is being lost. But having said that, it's about resilience. I think having your own business is about resilience. And the fact of the matter is, how are you able to really endure this, and how are you able to pivot this into something amazing? And the thing is, how to pivot into something amazing is this, right? So I moved into a lot of training and coaching, because I realized that there's a lot of need, and there's a lot of fear. A lot of business do not know how to do digital marketing, how to market themselves, how to get themselves in front of people that potentially are searching for their services. And that's why SEO plays an important part, together with Google Ads. SEO and Google Ads work hand in hand to kind of bring in customers for businesses, right? So I pivoted into a lot on training, and also to ensure that, to build a community of business people. And I think that helps for each of us looking ahead, and looking out for one another, right? It's a great question,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yes, thank you, Eugene. You mentioned the very last point about having a community of business owner to help each other during uptime and downtime. It is something really, really relevant that I can resonate with as well. Being with a group of people who can side by side, walk together with you and cry together with you, laugh together with you. It is something really, really memorable, and it's also it's a relationship that we all can treasure, being in a community of support here. Right. So thank you, Eugene, for that great insights about how did you pivot during pandemic time, and how businesses are kind of helping each other and kind of leveraging on each other, so that we all can, achieve that kind of growth that we all want personally and also on the business front, right? Thank you, Eugene, for that. So what if you were to mention one lesson that has taught you, for you to think everyone should learn at this point in their life, what would that be?
Well, I think is very valid to say that every businesses should learn some form of digital marketing, right? I think digital marketing skill sets are very important. So what I would like to say is that you can learn SEO. You cannot necessarily need to do the SEO, but at least when you learn SEO, and even when you outsource SEO, you know whether the guy is cheating you or not, right? And that is very important. Well, the problems with a lot of businesses these days are because, for example, they get one company to do the website, another company to do the Facebook ads, another company to do the SEO, and maybe another company to do Google ads. So all these companies, although you are outsourcing to all these vendors, but all these vendors are kind of performing their own thing and they don't talk to each other. And the person that is in charge of digital marketing have no idea, right? Well, on what to do. And yes, uh Candy also agrees, right, that digital marketing is important, right? So the thing is that when this happens, then your marketing becomes very fragmented because it all depends on what the vendor is proposing. What marketing advice that I do for my clients is really end to end. We look at what is needed. You need immediate customers. So yes, we will buy some Google ads, but we also tell you that SEO is a long term game. So it's something that you need to work on so that your website become more and more popular to Google, and that is what we really want in terms of that. And also later on we'll dive in as to how to actually understand what Google wants, and to
Mm.
give Google what it wants. How can we, kind of set up our website for success, right? So we'll cover that in a short while as well. So
Wow.
there's a
I'm,
teaser.
I'm, I'm very curious. I'm very curious already, what Google wants from us. I think that's $1 million questions, right? So who wants to know what Google wants from us? Please type in a comment in the chat box, type Google, so that we all know that you are interested with that, and I'll get Eugene to tell you the secret about that, right? So for those who just joined in, hi, my name is Charlene. We are in this Biz Hot Seat podcast here. Together with me, we have the SEO King, Eugene Tan, sitting in this hot seat telling us his entrepreneurship journey and the secret of asking what Google wants, right? So in a short while, I'm going to get him to give you the answer basically. But before that, I have one questions for Eugene. When you mentioned that business owner wants to get visible online through websites and through rankings in Google and all those things, and I'm sure there's a lot of business owner who are not that tech savvy or not even wanting to be knowing what's going on with the SEO thing that is so troublesome, so many parameters, and what should I put as a text and description, all this thing, meta description, right? So how do you actually help this business owner in your through your business so that they can actually understand the basic, they know how to hire the good agencies, and they know what is the end-to-end processes so that they don't get cheated like what you say. How do you help the business owner in that sense?
So there are two aspects of the business as what I do. The first aspect is basically the training aspect, where I teach people what is SEO, what is digital marketing, how to run your Google ads, how to do your social media marketing and things like that. So I'm also like a digital marketing trainer, how to do YouTube marketing, for example. So that is one aspect of the business that I do. The second aspect of the business that I do is I actually look at what is the need of this particular business owner, what is the type of budget that they can look at or they can project for the next 6 months, and we will work around their budget to come up with executionable campaign metrics that they can actually execute the campaign, and we will help them execute the campaign. We'll run through on a month-to-month basis on the campaign performance. We will tweak with them. We'll sit down and you know discuss with them what is your promotional mechanics. What are some of the things that you want to give. Are you just only competing on price? I mean, generally it's not advisable to just compete on price lah. The thing is, the trick is really to how you can make people see your value, so that they will be able to pay even double, even you are more expensive, right? And that's a fact, right? I mean, I don't call myself SEO King for nothing. I have optimized for my clients for certain keywords multiple Google page one, and a lot of the SEO companies are not able to do that, right? And that is why I can claim the space by calling myself SEO King, because I've done it for my customers as well, right? Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Eugene. Right. So, Neil, what is that one common perceptions about being in this SEO kind of field? For those who are starting Google there, I have not forgotten the questions. We'll hang on to that for a while. Yeah, guys. So let's get Eugene to answer this particular question first. What is that one misperceptions about your industry or your trades or your business being in the digital marketing space?
Well, here's the problem. A lot of people think that SEO is easy. That's for sure. And also there are many misconceptions in in the marketplace right now. So there are people in this time and age still tell you, let's repeat the keywords as many times as possible so that your page can rank high in Google. How about another one where they will say that get as many links as possible. No, it doesn't matter. Your page will be popular and you will rank high in Google. So these are kind of the thing, and the best things are such misinformation. You can actually find a lot of this misinformation in YouTube itself. And that's why I use YouTube to combat against YouTube itself by launching my own YouTube channel to actually address what is the right way of doing SEO and digital marketing, and to debunk all the myths that are out there. You see, there are so many things, the just as a teaser to the next segment or so is, please do not cheat Google. Google is clever, is smarter than it was ever before 10 years ago, right?
Actually, I feel like saying one thing, like being in
Yeah.
the digital world, you cannot ignore I would say that the big platforms like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and even this StreamYard, where it's helping us, to get this podcast live, right? And it just got to me that yes, all these platforms are out there. How to select the right one? I'm sure this is also one of the burning questions that people have, right? Do I put myself everywhere? Or should I select one? And which one should I go? If I go LinkedIn, I don't go Facebook, then how? And people are having like the more the better. But the thing is like sometimes the more that you get, the more trouble you get into, like the more hassle you get into, right? So what is the right balance here that you would like to give an advice to the business owner is here with us online to put a questions or maybe a strategy that can help you to forward.
Sure, that's an awesome question, right? So before I answer the question, if you are here, please, give a shout out, because place a comment that you are tuning in to us. We will want to know. Even if you are watching on the replay, just say hi. We will come in and and comment. And Charlene really put it very aptly, that knowing the advantages or the strong point of the features of a particular software is very important. So, for example, today we choose StreamYard. Why do we choose StreamYard? Because we are streaming in 5 different social media at one time. And the best part about StreamYard is, although we are streaming 5 social media at one time, your comments that you leave on whichever social media it is, we will see consolidated here in our panel here, and we will be able to like showcase your comment here. Yes, we do not forget that there's a Google comment. We'll come to that, right? So so basically, the other thing is that now, as businesses, a lot of SMEs, what is the limitation of SMEs? Staff lah, not enough people lah. The business owner do things themselves lah. So you ask
Yeah.
them to go on as many social media platforms as possible, then it becomes very tedious. But there are automation that enable you to do that. For example, everybody say, yeah, it's good to be on Twitter, right? To just tweet whatever that you're doing out there, and the media will pick it up and all that. But in Singapore, it's not really very popular for people to tweet things. I think we don't like to sweat the small stuff, so we don't really tweet a lot of things. But
Yeah.
one of the ways in which that you can really ensure that your business is out on Twitter, so that the even SEO, even the search engine spider can crawl Twitter and stuff like that, is to auto connect Twitter to your LinkedIn account. So for example, this is exactly what I did. I auto connect Twitter to my LinkedIn account, and every time when I have a go live, like this today, we are going live on my LinkedIn account, which has 20 over thousand connections, and it has been tweeted out the moment the post is being created. So that is automation in itself. You can be on Twitter, but of course you do check whether people DM you and things like that. So how about things like Facebook and Instagram? Facebook and Instagram are more the common platforms that most businesses will be on, right? And this is key because Facebook are the so-called the parents generation. Instagram are I don't want my parents to know what I'm doing kind of generation, right? So you need to be there, right? You need to be there to make sure that you capture these two generation age group. And if you're talking about age group, Instagram are probably looking at maybe about the early 20s people, right? Up to maybe 30, younger demographics. Facebook is probably the older one, the 30 plus, maybe 31, 32. Maybe they are on the Facebook generation all the way till older. So Facebook definitely has a bigger demographics. And also not forgetting YouTube. So a lot of people think that is very troublesome to be on YouTube. Well, troublesome or not, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and the first largest search engine in the world being google.com. Next is youtube.com. Yet 60% of businesses are not on YouTube. I wonder why, right? Tedious or not, you better get something out. You don't have to be ambitious to do live streaming like what we do, but at least at a bare minimum, get a few of your products that you're selling, and just do a slideshow video, then just include an image. That is the best. And after that, when your video editing skills are better, and when you have budget, you can hire somebody to do awesome videos for your business, right? So YouTube is one thing. Then the other thing we look at, TikTok. TikTok is like youngsters, right? You see a lot of secondary school boys and girls dancing and things like that. So again, you need to ask yourself, is this the platform that's suitable for your business? It may not be directly, but there are some businesses that wanted to get young blood. Then you just need to be on TikTok, just to give them, tips. Like for me, I'll just say, okay, digital marketing tips and all that on TikTok, so that these future users, when they grow up, they know and they already get used to your brand, right? And this is an awesome strategy used by a lot of commercial entities out there. Years ago, American Express team up with EasyLink to form this product called the Imagine Card. And the Imagine Card simply reaches out to people that are younger, that cannot make the income of American Express, but they give them an opportunity in the Imagine card that the guy can top up $100 first, and then he go to a nice nice restaurant with his girlfriend. He can pay with that card. He can enjoy Amex privileges without having the salary cap. What Amex is trying to do is Amex is trying to capture is future users, right? So if you are not making the income, but at the same time you are enjoying all the dining privileges. Of course, you have to top up first, right? But then you are enjoying all the dining privileges, all the Amex privileges. Guess what? You are growing up with Amex. When you grow up with Amex, when you go out to get your first job, and when you get that salary requirement, you naturally go with Amex, right? So the only reason why any business would want to go on TikTok is for future, when your so-called your customer grow up, right? And I hope that so the general rule of thumb is this, right? If you have very limited team, then you can right now is so much better. There is like social media schedulers and all that. You can subscribe for the social media scheduler. One shot, you design one image, you can post multiple platform. Just like
Yeah.
StreamYard, right? Yeah, just like StreamYard, right? One shot, we say, okay, we are going live this day. Straight away, multiple platform we create, and then on the actual day we just go live, right? So tools has make our life so much easier, right? So I hope that this is so in a nutshell is in a matter of business priority what you want. If your team is small, then use tools to help you, and also to go through that thought process that I've gone through. Like for example, TikTok is for future user acquisition. And yes, it may, if you have a small team, TikTok maybe you want to start like 3 months later, but at least it's in your radar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I hope that this has been quite good tips.
Yes, definitely, because you covered a lot of those social media platform whereby business owners sometimes think that, where should I go, right? So the key thing is automation, start small, and also we are going to, and and once the automation is actually being set up, right, then you can actually make use of that to post contents and all those things, and it's very convenient. So business owners out there, if you are afraid of tech, and please look out for Eugene, and he is going to help you to also automate your business on top of making you seen in Google's eyes, right? So for audience that's with us online, I would love to know one questions, right? So type in the chat, which platform did you join us from? Is it from LinkedIn, Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook? That's all right, Eugene? Right. The
Yes.
three platforms that we are streaming right now, through the automation that Eugene just set up really nicely here. And that's when we can actually speak to you really conveniently, right? And here's come the $1 million questions, minus one. Not yet the Google questions, right? So, what is one favorite productivity hack that you want to share with entrepreneurs besides automations?
Well, I think the productivity hack that has really helped me are tools that help me to do video editing, tools that help me to do posters, and the top of mind the tool that really is awesome is Canva, canva.com, and it helps you really if you do not have any sense of design. It is so template based that you are able to so-called pick a template that you like and then adopt it. You can import your image, and if you are on Canva Pro, it can actually remove all your background here. Then it just show my headshot, which is awesome. That you can embed my this headshot with the remove background onto my poster, and then it's very quick that you can turn around things very quickly. So I would say Canva. I still use Photoshop for very quick edits or for a little bit more advanced edits. For my video editing, I use Filmora. Filmora, yeah. So Filmora, I use the paid version because I really like Filmora a lot. That I can really edit the videos and things like that. And yes, we have someone in the house that agree with us that Canva is good.
Canva is good.
Yes, yes, is indeed good. I use a lot for my business, and another thing that I do subscribe to is this thing called the Envato Elements. So the Envato Elements enable you to download stock videos. That means sometimes, for example, if you're talking about, are you a busy professional that's on your laptop, working hard and things like that. So you can really go to Envato Elements and look for like a lady that is working hard on a laptop, and you download that, and you can, overlay your video with that. When your voice that part, you can show that video. So it really makes your video edit up the game for your video editing, right? So Envato Elements is also awesome for presentation slides. I think Charlene, you will love it.
Yes,
uh,
yes. I
uh
think I would love it. Would love to
yeah,
explore.
yeah. So I can let you play around with what I have. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's really awesome. That it has PowerPoint slides templates. For
wow.
anything that you want. And it's not only one. There are like thousands and things like that. You can look at. You can even look at color scheme. Like today you're talking about like save the earth kind of thing. Then you just look for things that are are more nature
Mm.
driven, and then you can just download and you can just um, pack your content inside, and that's it. The slides are really good. So that's Envato Elements. Hi Danny, I know him. I know Danny personally, right? So nice to see you, Danny. Thanks for tuning in, right? And Danny is tuning in from LinkedIn. Yes, Danny is one of my 25,000 connections in LinkedIn. Thank you.
Welcome, Danny. Welcome. Right. Hi, guys. We are here in this Biz Hot Seat Podcast. Yeah, this is our very first episode. You have seen how we started, and you have seen how we actually asked Eugene, and he's really being the hot seat here today. I'm your host. My name is Charlene. I'm a professional life coach, helping women entrepreneurs to actually be productive so that they can grow themselves personally and also the business. And there is this one last question before the secret question, right? So in your opinion, being in this industry, this trade, what is the most important traits or strength someone needs to have so that you can be seen as the SEO king?
Well, I think a lot that I have learned myself is also mainly patience, right? So why I say patience is because recently I just concluded a class. I taught a class of 15 seniors. These are people that are 60 years and above, right? And the thing about seniors is that they are very willing to learn, but they
Mm,
are technologically a bit challenged because it's a physical class. Some of them are afraid. Some of them are not used to even things like, oh, okay, this is a Google Drive link. You download your things and all that. So I think patience plays a part, because when you are patient, you are seen more approachable. You are seen that you are able to provide better advice. That's one thing for sure. Secondly is always be on the quest to search out for new knowledge, and that's why that is my inspiration behind setting up my own YouTube channel, is because I am constantly uh you know so called doing up content that really try to resonate with people who are trying to learn digital marketing, right? So that is the thing. So really patience, the quest for lifetime learning. And because as technology improves, you always wants to be one up of the game, especially in Google. There are so many technological changes, and it is very hard to keep track. So always be on the ground, right, is a very key thing. And always be willing to do experiments, right? And experiments are very interesting, where you will actually uh, learn a lot. So I really like opinion leader in the SEO space. His name is Matt Diggity, right? He's based in the US, right? And Matt Diggity simply has a whole department of people doing SEO research. So if I do this versus I do this, which one is better? So Matt Diggity is the guy that will try out all these things, and of course he has a paid course that really go into it. So I'm also trying to form my own coaching program, where
mm,
it's a group coaching, where people come in every 2 weeks once to learn a new topic to discuss, to network and things like that, right? Yeah, so that is something. And we welcome Kathy in the house, who is a
Hi,
LinkedIn
Patty.
advocate. Yeah, hi Kathy. Nice to see you, right? Thanks for connecting from LinkedIn. This is the first time I'm trying out LinkedIn Live. I didn't realize I had LinkedIn Live for the last uh 1 year or so, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So always be there, always be in the forefront, and always be willing to be open and giving. For myself, I'm always open and giving. I always have a lot of free sessions. I get invited to keynote speeches as well. And I think, as a coach, Charlene, you will agree that the more value that we put up across, the more that people will find us very credible, very genuine, and
Yeah.
very approachable, right? And that is one of the inspirations why we started this hot seat, isn't it? To learn
Yeah.
from different established business owners, different tips of the industries, and
Yes.
also insider secrets as well.
Yes, talking about insider secret. Are you guys ready for the last question over here? That for the insider secret, how Google wants to see you, right? So Eugene, the Google keyword keep coming
Finally.
out. Finally, this is the time, right, Eugene? Instead of three, I would like to ask for five, right? Give us five things that Google is looking in us, right? How does Google evaluate the websites? Whether is it should I actually rank it on the top page, maybe top five and stuff like that, and how Google see us basically. Give us five pointers here.
Well, before I go to the tips, I like to give a whole foundational discourse on why this whole thing is, and of course build up to the tips. So firstly, we need to understand that Yahoo was founded in 1994. Google came in 1998. Today, Google is the dominant force. Today, Google is the number one and number two search engine in the world, right? Number one being google.com, number two being youtube.com. Why is Google able to win over Yahoo? And that's the thing. From the get-go, Google provided very relevant um, search results, such that when in the early days people were comparing Yahoo and Google search, people realized that Google search provided the relevancy. Then over the years, in the early 2010, 2011, Google proceeded to buy a lot of the technological companies. In fact, Google buy almost one to two companies a week in 2010 and 2011 to consolidate its position, so that Yahoo will find it very difficult to dominate. And some of the key um, technology that Google bought or Google buy are as follows. Number one is the Google Map. So Google bought this company called WAZE, WAZE, to form what we have today, the Google Map search, or the Google My Business or Google Business Profile. Right? That's number one. Number two, Google bought Picasa. Picasa is a image or photo organizing technology company, right? And today it forms the basis of Google Photos. Google bought YouTube in the early 2000s, right? And today YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, right? And of
Yeah.
course, Google bought some other technologies as well, right? So having said that, what are the five things that you need in order to so-called dominate in Google is: number one, you need to ensure or plan your keywords. And keywords is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because keywords will determine whether you get inquiries or not. And keywords, we're not just talking about if you're a property agent, you rank or you rank property agent Singapore. It's not that. You must know what the keywords that people are searching for, and these are what we call keyword with strong buyer intention. And when you know what is this keyword with strong buyer intention, how you structure your website around it. For example, if you are a property agent, people will not search for property agent Singapore. People will not search for new launch property Singapore. Don't waste your time doing SEO for that. Instead, you need to SEO things like buy forum HDB Toa Payoh. These are some of the keywords that people will search for. If they want to get married and they want to settle in Toa Payoh and they want to look for a forum HDB apartment, that's exactly what they are SEO optimizing for. So don't be too crazy, just doing optimizing keywords. It doesn't work that way. Take a step back and see what are the keywords, what are the keywords with strong buyer intention. Second point, how do you structure your site properly such that Google will be able to crawl your site? Imagine Google walking into a department store and your website is that department store. How is Google finding your website? Is your information easy to find? Is your men's department thing in the ladies department? That is what I'm trying to say from a layman point of view. So if your information is organized easily, Google will be able to crawl your website easily, and you'll be able to even dominate websites that are ahead of you 2 years, 3 years. The websites that are formed 5 years ago that is already on the internet, and you are just today you form. If you pay attention for your keywords with strong buyer intention and how you structure your site, that itself can help you. Number one, the next point, number three. The point number three is use the technology that Google buy to your advantage, right? And as what we said, Google buy mapping software. Do your business have a listing in Google My Business? I was talking to a business associate, and she's in travel, right? A fellow BNI member as well. And she's in travel, and she was telling me that she get a lot of leads just by her Google My Business or Google Business profile. People are sending her inquiry and contacting her just because she bother almost every week posting on her Google Business profile. How many business actually do that, right? So that is point number three, is being searchable on maps. Point number four, being searchable on video. YouTube. How many businesses are using YouTube as a SEO strategy? Almost zero, right? And of course, the last point is being optimized for image. How many businesses are using, you know, images or Google Photos for their advantage, right? In fact, you can SEO optimize all this. So SEO is not about just optimizing your website. Think bigger than that, right? There's a whole process, the whole methodology on how you are able to do so. And that is why I have a 2 days UK certification program on SEO happening on the 30th and 31st of this month, July, just specially touching and on all these points, what are Google looking for. But I've already given you the gist, right? By working and acting on all this, you will know, right? And not only that, Google roll out algorithm updates to ensure that their search is relevant, right? So for example, people try to cheat Google and say, no, I repeat keywords as many times. Too bad. You can't do it now because Google roll out Google Panda to address that and to ensure that your website has quality content. Second point, people get as many links as possible, right? And as crazy as it is, get as many links as possible. Too bad you can't do that. Google already roll out Google Penguin to enable that you don't do that, so that you have relevant keywords and all that. And then Google has Hummingbird and RankBrain. These are all Google's artificial intelligence to enable to understand your content way better. So please don't cheat Google, because Google is not like the dumb, the so-called the dumb Google that we used to know 10 to 15 years ago. That is very easy. You repeat keywords, your website rank. You get as many links, your website rank. But not anymore, because remember, just be on the technology that Google buy, and also ensure that you don't cheat the system on all these kind of thing, right? And I have my buddy here, Yan Chong. Thanks for joining me. And Yan Chong is a good buddy of mine, is a close business associate. And Yan Chong says that Eugene really knows his SEO, did his training and the hard work that he suggested, and it does help increase traffic better with ranking. Yan Chong, let's have Starbucks soon. I will contact you. All right. Thanks, Yan Chong. Okay,
So who
so
wants
we
Starbucks? Yeah. So who wants Starbucks? Please comment, and then any questions you want to ask. Also, please type out any questions you would like to ask here. We have about a few more minutes to wrap up this session here. Right. There's a questions coming from Yu Xing. Do you suggest that we use some platform where we maintain our own CRM and some of the marketing work can be done in-house on top of the SEO work being outsourced? So I'm looking at HubSpot in specific. That's Eugene. Eugene, would you like to take on that question?
Yes, Yusheng, I would say HubSpot is a very decent and very powerful CRM tool. And here's the thing, guys. Basically, CRM. Why you need CRM is because Okay, here's the thing, guys. Sorry, my mic dropped. Sorry, here's the thing, guys. So why you need CRM is because the SEO thing that you do, it's bringing leads to you, and you need some way to organize the leads. So leads coming in, as in people fill up a form, then you need a CRM, because you need a CRM when the form comes in. Who is the first level of inquiry that handles that? So in your staff, you have, like, let's say your customer support executive, so she will handle that. Then she will move the status to the next person, which is probably the ops person, where the person will try to have to pack the items that are being ordered and things like that. And that's why CRM is important. So Yue Xing's question is, do you suggest that we use some platform where we maintain our own CRM, and also some marketing work that can be done in-house on top of SEO that being outsourced? We're looking at HubSpot. So HubSpot is awesome for CRM because HubSpot, you can so-called label. You can create your own label so that you know which status it actually goes to, and which status of the inquiry it goes to. So in a way where your SEO is good, you get a lot of inquiries every day. At the end of the day, you can see a snapshot. 15 inquiries I got today. How many has actually gone to ops, how many has gone to packing, how many has been shipped out. So in that sense, you have a very high level view of what your operations is like. So yes, I do agree that HubSpot is something that you can look at, and I don't think HubSpot is something with a very high learning curve, right? You don't need a very complex CRM if what you want to do is just to track uh, you know, which staff is handling which part, and whether the staff miss out certain inquiries or drop ball and things like that, and where you need to come in and do the recovery, right? Yeah. So yes, that is good. It's a good question.
Thank you, Eugene. If there you guys have any more questions, you are welcome to type into the chat. We are in our last couple of minutes here in the Biz Hot Seat here. My name is Charlene. I'm a professional life coach, and today we have Eugene, the SEO King, here with us. Sharing with us his entrepreneurship journey and that 5 secrets on how Google see you. If you have missed that, roll back when we upload the video later on, and we will be appreciating if you can help us to give some love and like, and also share this link when we post up the video later on. Yeah. And Eugene, what would be the last burning um, uh, uh, um, desire that you would like to let us know, at this point in this this hot seat podcast here?
So anyone has any burning desire, burning question that if you don't ask, you cannot sleep tonight, that kind of thing? Please please carry on to ask. If not, then I'll just do a very kind of like a quick recap. Well, SEO, a lot of people say SEO is difficult. SEO is not difficult. SEO is tedious, right? And for example, for my friend Yan Chong here, he has attended my SEO masterclass, right? And he knows what are the things that we need to optimize for the business. What you need to do is very tedious, because my SEO is not only just working on the website and getting links. My SEO is about having how many videos on your YouTube channel and all that. Are you able to do the work? If you're able to do the work, then yes, by all means, you will get the results. That's for sure, right? And we have Hasman in the house. Hasman is my good friend and buddy, right? And Hasman says that beginners can, or SME or startup, use HubSpot, save your expenses on tools adoption. Yeah, thanks for that affirmation on HubSpot earlier, right? Yes, and of course, Yan Chong says knowing and doing is two different level. Yes, when you are doing that you become better. So,
Yeah.
Charlene is a coach, is a life coach. I am a coach. I'm a digital marketing coach. So the thing is that the more we teach, the more lives we do, the better we get at explaining things in a more simple easy to digest manner, right? So it
Yeah.
comes with practice. Really, it comes with practice, knowing the basics and sticking to the basics. Stop trying to cheat Google. You know why? Because you know why I don't cheat Google? Because I want to have a good night's sleep every night.
Otherwise, your website is going to be down when you're sleeping, and then you're going to lose that sales, right? Make sense?
Yes, yes,
Right.
awesome.
So speaking on, the knowing and the doing thing, that actually just set the stage for the next episode. Um, there's a lot of insights and nuggets that I got from Eugene today, right? There's a big part of us needed to be put ourselves outside. And he mentioned one thing, businesses who are not in the YouTube, the second search engine on in the world, you're gonna lose out a lot. And how many of you are actually having a lot of doubts? It's like fears, it's like questions about, should I be in YouTube? I cannot talk I cannot put my face in the YouTube and just show and then just talk like that. Right? How many of you are actually facing this? And you can type in the chat box here, type me, because we're going to send you the link for the next episode for this podcast here, whereby I'll be sharing with you how to overcome that. To be really honest, if you ask me maybe a year ago, I wouldn't be sitting here and then hosting the podcast like this and speaking to you here. And I'm glad that I found my partner in crime, Eugene, who is willing to do this together with me. I'm so happy about that. And today is our very first episode, and we would love to celebrate with you. Me, thank you, CC5YY. We're gonna send you the link for the next podcast. How to be confident and to overcome that barrier in you, and so that you can actually to be seen in front of the public space, whereby right now is the world of the online, right? So you cannot avoid that. So those who are still hiding behind the camera, so you gotta tune up and join us in this hot seat here. If you would like to be in the hot seat, also look out for the announcement that we're gonna post in various social media. We're gonna reach out to you, and you're welcome to the Biz Hot Seat here, hosted by myself, Charlene Ng, and Eugene Tan in the next episode to come, right? So any last word to share with the audience here, Eugene?
Yes. So keep on learning. SEO, keep on learning the right things. Right. I'm not saying that only my YouTube channel is the right things. So you have to know who are the opinion leaders in SEO in digital marketing. So Neil Patel is one guy that you can learn from. Matt Diggity is one guy. There's so many good guys. There's one guy called Jason Walling who does a lot of like Google ads and stuff like that. That's awesome, right? And yes, we have Bob. Bob is an awesome guy as well. He does a lot of networking for entrepreneurs, in the region and in Asia. I would like to give Bob a amazing shout out. Thanks for the good work that you're doing, Bob. Yeah, maybe you can be one of our guests. I'll probably reach out you sometime soon about your inspirations about starting this. And yes, what we have is the next session. Charlene will be in the hot seat, and I'll be the one interviewing her. And basically, let's really find out about what life coaching is about. Whether do I need it? Is it only about BGR? You have boy girl relationship that you look for her. That kind of thing. So you want to know like what are the misconceptions and things like that. And definitely, an hour with Charlene is worth spending. That's for sure, right? So yeah,
Yes.
over to you, Charlene.
Thank you so much. And remember to love and like and share this video when we upload it later, for those who kind of like miss halfway and do not know what we talk about in the beginning. And we welcome you to really comment as well, so that Eugene and I can actually answer some of the questions that you may have, or some of the burning questions that you are not asking during your life. We are happy to help. And to connect with both Eugene and I, you can connect with us, especially Eugene. You can connect with him in the LinkedIn with a / I am for the Malaysia, SEO King. I am SEO King, right? For myself, you can connect with me in the LinkedIn as well. Charlene, forward in the LinkedIn / Charlene NGSH. Charlene NGSH. So we're gonna post link where we post out the video in the comment box as well. So thank you so much for the very first guest to be here with us on our Virgin show. Thank you
So
so much.
Bob Low will be in the pipeline. He has
Oh
agreed to
yeah,
be.
sure, sure. Yeah, we could talk about it. Who's first, who's later, right? Thank you so much, Eugene. Thank you, the audience, and have a really great afternoon on Monday. See you. Bye
Cheers,
bye.
everyone. Thanks for being part of this. Cheers.